All right, hello, friend. It's day 27 in our 40-day walk through Abraham's life of faith. Today, we're all set to go read and react to Genesis 20, 11 through 18. Got my reading guide open right here. Hope you got yours handy as well. Yesterday, day 26, we had an episode with a man named Abimelech. Remember King Abimelech? Yesterday, at the end of the episode, he asked Abraham a pointed and very reasonable question. If you'll recall, it had to do with why, what possessed you to lie about Sarah being your wife and put all of us at risk? Great question, Abimelech. Well, today, Abraham explains his logic behind his lie. Abimelech makes restitution, and God responds to a prayer for healing. We got some great little nuggets here that reveal parts of Abraham's backstory that we have not seen before. It's one of the more biographically insightful moments here. So if you haven't already, you're going to want to give this one a go. All right, so go ahead and hit pause right now and read for yourself. Then we'll come back and talk through my GYRs for today and take a look at yours as well. So hit pause now. All right, well, welcome back once again. Hey, interesting little episode here. Plenty to think about, some things to like, some things that are concerning. Let me show you my green, yellow, reds for today, and then you'll have a chance to drop yours in. All right, so again, day 27, Genesis 20, 11 through 18. And you know what? I have to grab my red highlighter today first. And my red moment here, that means I don't like this. This bothers me a little bit. And it's this whole situation surrounding Sarah and Abraham's lie. It says here that this is Abraham's answer, this reply right here. This is his answer to Abimelech from yesterday, asking him, why on earth would you lie about Sarah? What is going on? This doesn't make any sense. Abraham fills in some details, and it's not great. First of all, Abraham thought, this is a godless place. You know, they will want my wife and will kill me to get her. This is very reminiscent of what we heard from Abraham in the Egypt incident during that famine some time ago in Abraham's life story. Abraham's about to hit 100 now. That was somewhere around age between 75, 80 range, maybe closer to 80. It's like 20 years ago. So he's back to his old tricks. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the new information about Abraham. You know, she really is my sister. We both have the same father, but different mothers, and I married her. All right, so yeah. Again, to our modern ears and eyes, this is like, what is happening? This is something that did occur in Abraham's time and place, especially among these complicated multiple wife families that were maybe even well off, kind of like, royal families did this. This is well known in the Babylonian kingdom, in the Egyptian kingdom, in the era and in the years beyond it. Things like this happen, in Europe during medieval times. Again, not great, but especially among like well-off families or affluent, wealthy families. They wanted to keep the family together, yeah, we don't love it. And the part that, I don't know, so yeah, and then you throw on top of this, well, yeah, so technically, Sarah is his half sister. And so it's a half truth rather than a total lie. Of course, when he passes Sarah off as a sister, it misses the part where they're married. So overall, not great. Let me show you my yellow, however, and it's right here adjacent to it because it's just something worth thinking about. It's also fascinating. All right. So this gets right here, this section right here. When God called me to leave my father's home, Abraham says, and to travel from place to place, I told her, that's Sarah, do me a favor, wherever you go, tell the people that I'm your brother. All right. So there's my yellow. Lots to think about here. Do you remember this moment here when God called Abraham to leave his father's home? Remember when that was? Well, that's of course. We remember this all the way back in chapter 12 of Genesis. Uh, and so this was, again, about 25 years ago. This little moment of honesty from Abraham as he tells the real truth to Abimelech about his lie and the thinking behind it gives us this really fascinating little backstory nugget here. It helps explain some of Abraham's, honestly, his mindset, his psychology as he went ahead and obeyed God. He stepped out of out of Haran, goes toward Canaan. And here's what Abraham's headspace was like then, okay? Because this fills in something we haven't really known yet. What was Abraham thinking there? And again, we think of Abraham as this, well, we used to before this whole, study we've been on. We thought of Abraham as this airbrushed, perfect, saintly, faith-filled figure, right? And we begin to see already far from that, right? Far from it. But here, it gives us an insight into that early moment where Abraham decides to follow God's call, as he describes it here, and step out on the road, leaving his family and going, traveling, wandering as a shepherd and wayfarer across Canaan, right? And it's interesting here, Abraham does use the word called. It's a really strong, that's like, kind of like ordered, told, right? It's not, hey, Abraham, come join me. There's an urgency to it. Like, you need to do this, Abraham. I'm God. I'm telling you to do this. So God was very direct with Abraham. And then here's the thing about Abraham. Here's what we're seeing, okay? He did trust God enough to travel to Canaan, but not enough to go without a backup plan. And that's where the Sarah scheme came in. Do me a favor. This is to be loyal. He's asking for loyalty here. That's what the Hebrew shows us. Do me a favor. Be loyal to me. Don't double cross me. Tell people I'm your brother. There's where the lie originated. It's all the way back in where Abraham did trust God enough to go, but not enough to go again without a backup plan. And I feel like, doesn't that really ring true? Like, isn't that how it works? Abraham wasn't this absolutely solid, totally convinced, no doubts kind of guy. He was the kind of guy where it's like, God's asked me to do something. I don't know how this is going to pan out. I don't know if he's going to take care of me. So I'm going to keep my powder dry, right? But I'm going to go. And there's something in my heart. It brings joy to my heart a little bit because I, first of all, see myself in that kind of faith. That's the kind of faith that I can do that. I can live without total certainty and still have enough certainty to just keep leaning forward into the next step of what God's asking me to do. I feel that. I can live that. That sets the bar, not as perfection without any doubt or hesitation, but just obedience. Like, just gonna do it. Don't love that it embedded this little idea in Abraham's head that he's been using, his little playbook, this little lie. But I do love the fact that Abraham went ahead and sent it, even though he wasn't sure how it was going to all pan out. I like that. That could have been my green highlight for today, but as we wrap things up, here's my green. It is simply this. Abraham prayed to God. Abraham prayed to God, and God healed Abimelech and his wife, his household, and all this, right? I like that. Here's Abraham. This is maybe growth for Abraham. We tie a ribbon on today. Abraham reaching into his old bag of tricks. The lie about Sarah's there. Here's a couple things that are different. We're seeing this time Abraham a little more self-aware, a little more self-reflective. There's honesty here from Abraham, and there's a humility. And the way this all played out, it's so different than I would have expected, right? If you read the beginning of this episode, it's confrontation time with Abimelech and Abraham. Abimelech has called Abraham out. Abraham's cornered in the middle of a lie. If you told me that episode would end with Abraham being honest and being humble enough to actually pray for Abimelech, I would have been surprised. So that's my green highlight for today. What about you? All right, here's a place to drop your greens, your yellows, your reds. Share them on Facebook as well. And then let's circle back for some more conversation today. Further insights when you're ready. Scan the next video for today, and we'll talk more.